makes your day.
Hey, out of the way. Get up, kid. Tonight, we show you more hatred, more racism, and more absolute delusion from the Impulsive cast. It never ends with these guys. Of course, we've got George Janko on the team now. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Shoshana Bell, okay, and the whole Bubba Town gang. Jules, what do we have tonight with our Impulsion cast? They've done it again, haven't they?
Now, this one is kind of related to Jake's fight that just happened.
Okay, yes, Jake Paul, the problem child. He knocked out Nate Robinson, another aggression against black people. When I saw the Nate Robinson knockout, of course, I said, how is this any different than what that cop did to Grapefruit Floyd? And then about 14 hours later, I realized instead of George, it autocorrected to Grapefruit. Okay. But I meant George Floyd. You know, Jake, he's knocking out black guys all the time. Doesn't look good during Black Lives Matter. They're writing Black Lives Matter down the streets of Washington right now in paint. And Jake's sitting there knocking out black guy after black guy here. And guess who else can't breathe? Them! So, something real interesting's going on here. Jake Paul is, can we pull up the clip of him knocking out the guy? You know, when people are honoring Jake Paul, you shouldn't honor him. You know, we've got big problems. Jake Paul, okay, he's going to be the best boxer in the world. I could guarantee it. He's going to be the best MMA fighter, whatever you want. You know why? Because he's willing to kill people. Yes, it would be like saying, oh, Jeff Dahmer, he's amazing. He kills so many animals. He's so good at killing Asian people. That Jeffrey Dahmer, hip, hip, hooray. 3 cheers for Jeffrey Dahmer. You wouldn't do it. Just because Jeffrey Dahmer is psychotic enough to kill all those people and get away with it doesn't make him a hero. Doesn't make him a boxing champion. So we've got Jake Paul here. Jake Paul has proven that he is an absolute monster. Not in a good way. He's dangerous. And this win is going to make him... We're fucked, is what I'm trying to say. We're all fucked. I'm telling you. Now, the one positive upswing to this is that Jake Paul is getting so cocky that he's bound to break the law soon. I mean, he's above the law in his mind. He's so cocky. So this win, these couple of wins here, could lead to him doing something incredibly unlawful and finally being put down to sleep. We're given the electric chair. And boy, was this fascinating, because it turns out Big Mike and Logan Paul have a secret agenda, a coup, right? Or coup? What do they call it? A coup?
Yeah.
Against little brother Jake. And what we found is so disgusting and revolting. Imagine you're both boxers, you and your brother. I know that's crazy. If you and your brother are both trying to be professional boxers, that's the same thing as you and your brother kissing. It's too much, too brothery. You and your brother shouldn't be doing, like, what are you guys, identical twins? So
yes, other people have caught it too. A bunch of people in the chat have just said Logan is jealous of
extremely
Jake.
Jealous of Jake, and he's paying Big Mike to do his dirty work. So this is the
theme of the
theme today. Logan hates Jake. Jake is an embarrassment to Logan. Logan's trying to do the right thing, right, or at least tried to pretend to do the right thing so he could get money.
He's wearing a dress. He's Black Lives Matter.
And Jake on the last show just said, I'm out of fucks to give, bro. And Logan's like, bro, don't be out of fucks yet, for my sake, please. So Logan and Big Mike have devised a plan to take down Jake while Logan pretends to be the good guy and makes Big Mike do all his dirty work. Big Mike, unprovoked, is saying exactly what Logan wants out there. And you're not going to believe it. It's
There's
so
the
sick.
fight if you wanted to show
Yeah,
that part.
here's the fight. In case you missed it, we paid $50. We paid the $50. We watched the whole fight. It was fantastic.
I was entertained.
I mean, it really was good. I was screaming at the screen when Jake started fighting this guy. I turned into a sports fanatic. I was going, get up! Get up! You fucking pussy. I mean, I was going nuts. I was so mad. And I go, this Jake Paul's a genius. He got me to care about boxing more than I care about my own life. And it worked. Because I want Jake Paul to go to... I have my own reason. I don't really talk about Jake Paul. Jake Paul is... You know how it's like hack to hate Alex Jones. It's hack to... This Jake Paul thing is not hacking. No, I mean, you know what I mean? Yes. He is a monster. Up and down, inside and out. To me, he is a terrorist, almost, to American people. A terrorist. I really believe that. Like, I not only fear him, I mean, I hate him with a deep hate. Let's watch his his knockout here.
You could go to like 5 minutes in if you just want the knockout part.
And you can't cheer for him. Again, it's what he's doing to these black people is just wrong. I wonder if you could spin it that way. What he's doing to black. All right, so that's what happened there. I hope you saw the fight. It was really great. Mike Tyson was phenomenal. I mean, when you saw Mike Tyson fight, you were really proud of him. He doesn't even care about being hit. And at the end, he was so sweet. That speech he gave, nobody even cared. He was like, thank you all so much. This is my Mike Tyson impression. Thank you all so much for being here. It's a great time. And I just hope everybody had fun. Thank you so much. It's me, Mike Tyson. He had no tattoos and he was white. All right. So let's see. We're going to go to Impulsive here and watch what these boys do. Should we start with Big Mike on Janko's vlog?
Nah,
no, we're going to skip that. He says the same thing. So, okay, let's go here. Impulsion time. Facts.
Jose, we played poker together.
We can go to like 9:25.
Yeah, 9:25. It's the boys. They are back. Even that white trash hick who I shouldn't say that. Even that great guy who reviewed our show likes this part. Todd Detter did not like Impulsive coverage.
How could you
That was one of his big things.
Now, it might seem in this like Logan is defending his brother, but that's because
he's
already gotten Mike to be the bad guy.
Yes, good cop, bad cop.
And we know this because Big Mike said this exact speech on Impulsive and on Janko's vlog, and this guy loves saying things that he pre-planned and wrote down. He can't stop saying them.
So Logan is going to pretend to be the good cop, but he's going to have Mike be the mouthpiece for all of the thoughts that they came up with in their little meeting. It's sick. Watch this.
Even after this fight, people are like, oh, he's a retarded
hold
NBA
on.
star.
So slow down, because we've been talking about this back and forth, and so if you're gonna don't put the funny voices in. Let me hit the note.
Well, how many times can you discredit the kid before you're like, that was a great knockout?
No. Me and him have already talked about this morning. We're gonna go into it right now. This is not meant to discredit, take anything away from Jake. It was a great knockout.
Whoa.
I don't believe Jake will get the credibility he deserves until he fights someone who and beats someone who offers that level of credibility.
So this is really weird. And, when you watched the celebration, Logan was at the celebration when Jake won, and it looked like Logan was doing a fake excitement. He was going, yeah, yes, oh yes. But he was secretly mad because Logan has lost all those fights, right? And he doesn't want Jake winning and looking better than him, okay? Nope. So what a weird time to talk about, Jake's only been fighting you. Shouldn't you be celebrating your brother and going, the champ?
Like maybe talk about this in a month when you're discussing the next moves for his career.
They went right into this as if it was one of their planned bits. And remember, on this show, there is no just talking. Everything is planned. Everything has a time limit, too. So if they're talking about Tesla, which they do, it's been planned. It's got a time limit. If it hits 7 minutes and they're still in it, they must move on to the next thing. It's all a fake show. So this was something Logan wanted to hit, and he wanted to do it within the first 10 minutes of the show. They didn't really even congratulate Jake. They went straight into this, which is weird to do to a brother.
It should be about nothing but how amazing he was.
Yeah. So 2 days after the fight, this is their first time speaking about the fight, and they say this.
I don't believe Jake will get the credibility he deserves until he fights someone who and beats someone who offers that level of credibility. as long as he walks into the ring, tells the world, yo, I'm going to knock this person out in the first round, then does it because he knows that these fighters can't hang. They're not fighters. They're scrubs. Goes in, knocks him out, puts on a spectacle. People are like, wow, that was cool. He knocked that guy out. Jake's next fight should be against a fighter. It should be against someone who has some level of fighting capability, some level of ring presence, some level of ability to defend themselves, counterpunch, do anything.
This is really like now you're going on an anti-Jake rant almost, which you would expect to hear from an outsider at Barstool Sports, but not someone on his inner circle, his brother's best friend, saying this while his brother sits by almost as if, please, keep saying, keep talking.
Anything.
Honestly, anything.
Listen.
Nate
Once again, I don't want to discredit.
He ran towards him.
I don't want to. I don't want to discredit Jake. I know for a fact he's an incredible fighter. He busts his ass. He's got a great presence in the ring. He knows what he's fucking doing. But when you put a trained fighter in front of a scrub and he knocks him out, and everybody goes crazy in the audience and Twitter goes nuts, what the fuck did you expect to happen?
Whoa. And again, they added something out with Logan, but again, the way you're falling into this almost as if this is bothering you that Jake won. You know, now you're talking about it as if, you know, what the fuck? He's not that great. You know, you're very close to saying he's not even that good.
No, I don't know if he says this in this or in Janko's video, but Mike says KSI counts as someone who's an experienced fighter. So what he's basically trying to say is Logan has already fought experienced fighters.
This is what's really weird.
Jake
has won 3 fights. Logan has won 0. And they're trying to say that Logan is the one who should be doing these fights, not Jake. Jake's not ready, but Logan is ready. This is very weird stuff.
The after tax, like, bro, we all knew what was gonna fucking happen.
It's just easy.
We all knew it was gonna happen, and it will continue to happen if these athletes are like, nah, I'm different. Again, A. McBroom.
No,
I texted A. McBroom after the fight. I said, because he's been chirping at both of us. I said
you could go to 12:30.
12:30. Wow, late. Do not feed a mogwai, huh? 12:30. Let's see what happens here. They're going to continue, and this gets really deceitful.
It was so fast and never ending.
Right.
Always
Just
improving at a
improving,
much
evolving.
faster than anyone else.
I talked about this on a couple videos so far. I think that Logan Paul is the uber culturally relevant needle mover of a brother. Listen. You want to look at him from a viewership on YouTube standpoint, a followership standpoint, an ability to trend on Twitter standpoint. Let's look through his past record and call a spade a spade. Logan is the needle mover of the two brothers. Jeff.
What the fuck are they doing?
Logan told him to say this.
Yes,
for sure.
of course. Nothing goes said on this show that wasn't planned with all of them.
The needle mover. Most people not on the internet think that they're both the same person.
The same. Listen, yeah, most people think you're the same guy. They can't tell the difference. And no one thinks of Logan as bigger or Jake is bigger. They think of you as even.
You're two stupid brothers.
But in their camp, they think like Logan's a star and Jake really hasn't done anything. But why would they be saying this at all?
Call a spade a spade. Logan is the needle mover of the two brothers. Jeff, would you agree with that?
Do you think Jake could headline a fight?
That's the question.
I think now he can.
Logan, do you think Jake could even headline a fight? Why would you say this about you? Aren't you guys on the same team?
And in his mind, he thinks he's headlined a fight. He's basically the same as Mike Tyson because of his KSI thing.
This is really weird.
Do you agree with that?
Do you think Jake could headline a fight?
That's the question.
I think now he can.
Now he can. Okay.
And sell numbers like.
Shut up, Janko. You weren't in on this meeting.
Tyson, like the Tyson.
Like on his own, no Tyson, Roy Jones. So it's just Jake Paul. Can he command?
It has to be
if it's
KSI.
Jake Paul, KSI.
Has to be KSI.
Where I was going with this is this: where Jake may lack a tiny amount of that kind of needle moving capability, maybe or maybe not. I think he makes up for in raw talent in the ring. I think Jake is an actual fucking fighter, which is why I say that his next move needs to be strategic. I think if he takes the next right fight, whether it be KSI, which is what I think everybody wants to see, in a brawler, an unconventional fighter who has proven his ability.
This is what the world has come to. Okay,
You should go to 1755.
1755. Wow. When I was 17, 55, it was a very good code. It was. Okay. Let's see. Is it a very good code? Let's find out.
I call them raw skills. They're refined skills.
No, he's a dog.
He's a boxer.
He's a dog.
I just personally think he needs to fight, and no disrespect to Deji or Anderson Gibb or poor Nate Robinson. I think he needs to fight a non-scrub. Not a scrub. That's a poor term, but not a novice fighter. He needs to fight a real fighter. Now, let me ask you this question. If I or other people have a problem with Jake going 3-0 with YouTubers and then pushing to Conor McGregor, why is it okay for 0-1-1 Logan Paul to fight Floyd Mayweather? And I asked you this question with a bit of an agenda on my side. I think you have already put in the paid your dues in the actual fights department.
What?
You've had how many round fights with KSI?
Both of them went 6 rounds.
6 rounds. You've proven to be able to get through an entire fucking fight, take hits, give hits.
Why are they doing
against an actual
opponent?
A
show. Jake
what
said
the fuck? A show. I'm like, Jake, you're competing for best? You've quit boxing. Do you remember that? Remember Joe Coy?
You've never won.
So now that Jake won, what? You need to...
Now
this is
I want
weird.
Jake to fight Logan and KSI and win.
Yes. Let's hear some
this
more.
Is what they've done.
The show. He's like, why you? Bro, I put on a fucking show. Pre, during, and post. I'm here to clown pre. I'm here to fight my fucking ass off, bleed, sweat, cry, die in that fucking ring. And then afterwards... I'll tell you I sneezed 3 times, and you can meme that shit. I'm here for all 3 of them. And just, I think the way I carry myself maybe lends itself to a bit more, like, I don't know if as many people are watching to see me get knocked out. Maybe in the past, maybe now. I don't know.
Well, now I think a lot of people like the idea of Jake knocking out people, and he clearly knows how to carry a show from start to finish. He does.
He's great at it. He's great at it.
But you're better.
But you're better?
But I think the one speed bump that he needs to...
Jake won 3 fights. You've won 0.
And Jake's fight was like the biggest story of the week, and
yes.
no one can stop talking about it. And Logan is
so they're
jealous
sitting here
of that.
being hatresses.
Salty.
This is white. You're right.
Hurdle is this idea that when he comes to a fight, he's not going to just wreck the person in the first round. Like at some point, you got to take a fight. Especially if you want to step it up to a place where you're calling out actual combat.
How nasty is this?
If that makes sense.
Yeah, everyone's calling everyone out now. We'll see who he fights next.
Whoa! Jealousy sets in. Look at that, man. And he really wears it on his face well. Okay,
yes,
so
he's so transparent.
What do we have next here with these guys?
The last one is Mike telling a stupid story about the universe, which everybody likes.
Oh, this is really weird.
5150.
You know, and I was spacing out during this, so I can't wait to hear this again. 5150.
15.
Oh, 5115. Mike starts telling some weird story. They got Jake Paul's mom on the show now, who I'd like to see her get knocked out, actually. KSI's wife. So, this was weird. She was really hit or miss here today, right? Isn't this going to be a miss? Big Mike starts talking about the universe.
And it makes no sense.
Well, let's find out. Let's see if we can find any sense in this right now.
2 pieces.
Watch this.
2 pieces of ear. A lot of fight talk today.
Yeah, well, I didn't expect it to. There's just so much.
So much.
I'm stressed.
What's going on?
Really stressed.
Listen to this. I'm stressed.
Can't tell.
Really stressed.
I was in a hot tub the other night with my sweet love, and we were sitting in the hot tub, and at her new house, and I was looking up into the stars, and the first thing that hit me was
Her boob.
I'm sorry. One of them.
I'm so sorry.
Nice, great. Perfect.
Janko, classic Janko.
How do you get on the show?
You guys invited me. This is your fault.
The first thing I noticed as I looked up was, as I do sometimes, wow, these stars are beautiful. And it started to make me think, wow, we know so little. And I'm sure you guys get into this mindset sometimes. How do we know so little? And when you look at the stars around you,
this came out of nowhere. It was unprovoked.
Yes, he had this plan to
They were
tell
just
people.
talking about boxing, And then Mike had this little story about a hot tub.
And also he tweeted it, so he thinks it's good.
So this was a big thing, and he's looking up at the stars and...
mindset sometimes. How do we know so little? And when you look at the stars around you, these are just the stars in our visible solar system that exist in our visible galaxy. That is a part of a globular system of galaxies that is a small part of the universe as we fucking know. We're talking about infantile percentage of the overall universe that no one even knows how big it is or how far it expands. And it got me thinking even further about this idea that in 500 years, someone will look back and will see a picture of me in this hot tub and say, look at these fucking morons bathing in heated water.
Okay.
Why were they doing that, Mom? As they drive around in their hover car and they holograph thoughts to each other. Mom, why was this man, this 35-year-old man with this ex-adult film actress in a tub of hot, steaming water that is in the ground? Think about this.
Go on, Mike.
In a half a millennium, we will be fucking Neanderthals. Pam, you will be a cave mom.
No, I'll be dead.
No, I understand that.
Oh, my God.
Bro.
No, I'll be dead, actually, in 500 years. Okay, well, this is not going well. This is not a good... Just because you write it down doesn't mean you got to do it on the show. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Pam, you will be a cave mom.
No, I'll be dead.
No, I understand that. But somebody will look back at us and like when you look back at people in the 15 fucking hundreds, they were shitting in holes worried about the Black Plague. That's going to be fucking us.
But we didn't wonder why they were doing it.
That is us, Mike.
No,
the only difference.
Even the mom is like, excuse me.
Look at the mom. She's like,
wow.
Okay, this is like a stupid story. And look at Janko. Oof. I'd rather be doing backflips on a trampoline, to be honest.
And like, of all of the things that
so true.
Of all of the things that someone in the future would think is stupid, bathing
in
is
a
the
hot
one that
tub.
he came up with, the thing that people have been doing since.
Yeah, you're bombing. They're saying you're bombing. What a fool.
And he also tweeted this word for word, so he really
I don't
thought
understand.
This was like the deepest shit anyone has ever come up
Look at the
with.
mom. Again, look at the mom. I've seen men say a lot of things in my day, but nothing this retarded.
She was married to Greg Paul.
Greg Paul.
And she hasn't heard shit.
Who said the same story. Imagine one day they're looking up at us. Fuck it. I hate black people.
The difference is we have toilets and we have masks on our
we
face.
wonder why.
When you're young and you see a I don't know, what's something they used to do back then?
Spin a pinwheel.
Yeah, like somebody spinning a. Maybe any better example would be better.
Fly a kite.
Or I don't know, so somebody wanted to add a couple things up. You know, you're a kid and he's like, oh, I want to add up the money I spent at the groceries. You see him with the fucking abacus. You know what I'm saying? Or like somebody
talk about with the little,
the little doolittles that you push aside.
You push them,
and you say to yourself,
he is lost. He is scrambling for air at this point.
He thought this was gonna blow their mind. Even Logan wasn't that impressed with this, and this guy,
bro, we
was
can't
blown
just
away by anything.
All right, so there it is. Impulsive. The brothers are jealous. Watch out for Jake. We're in trouble
that
here.
They would act this way.
Nerd City better watch out because I heard Jake's after Nerd City now. He said he's going to kill him. Oh, yeah. He said, I'm going to kill all my enemies. Anyone who made a video about me, I'm going to kill.
Oh, you should quickly show what Big Mike said about his new merch. I pulled it up to the top.
This is incredible. This one is great. What a finale here for Big Mike today. Big Mike came out with new merch and he raised the quality a little bit. So before you were getting absolute crap. Now he spent about $1 more on shirts. Listen what he's going to say. This is going to blow your mind on the night shift.
Is there anything you want to say, anything you want to explain to the community now that you have the floor?
There she is.
No, because my mom said if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it.
Oh, talking about me. There she is, my favorite. Look at that. Oh, God. If you have nothing nice to say, then don't say it at all. Well, there's nothing nice to say about you. So, okay, I guess I won't speak. Let's go to 45 seconds in. We're going to hear about Mike's new merch. You're going to fucking puke when you hear how he describes it at 45 seconds in. Listen to this.
The first one, called the Weekend Warrior Collection, is for those quick Vegas trips like the one you'll see later in this episode. The second is called Fear and Clothing and is inspired by one of my favorite movies ever. And finally, my favorite, the Burger Battle Tour Tee, takes us down memory lane as we revisit the year we changed burger culture forever. For this drop, all of the product took a major step up with thicker, higher quality builds and prints. This is not influencer merch, this is streetwear. So go check out the Money Laundry drop.
Oh!
I love that delivery on
This
that
is
line.
not influencer merch. This is streetwear. Leveling up, boys.
Prince, this is not influencer merch. This is streetwear.
Ooh.
Look at that face. Please zoom.
That is memeable there. This is not influencer merch. This is streetwear.
Now, we did buy some of it.
We did
Sue
buy
us.
some of it. Hundreds of dollars worth.
With thicker, higher quality builds and prints. This is not influencer merch. This is streetwear. So go.
Ooh, exciting. All right, and then he's gonna. So remember, Lana Rhoades, right? Drink from the bowl. Drink from the bowl. She says, Lana Rhoades, his porn star girlfriend. Well, a few weeks into the relationship, he started calling her Omara on the show. And people go, what? And he goes, oh, yeah, Lana Rhoades or Omara, her real name. I think we could say it. I think we could say Omara. Yeah, that's her name. And then in his breakup video, remember, he kept calling her Amra. We're going, what the fuck is going on? We knew her name was Lana Rhoades. Then we learned from you that her name was Omara Maples. And then he starts calling her Amra. Turns out this idiot don't know her name. Turns out it's Amara. A-M whatever. But it's pronounced Amara.
Makes perfect sense.
Mike was saying Omara, and she corrected him. No, my name is Amara. He couldn't grasp this, so...
And he still can't.
He thought about it really hard, and then he goes, her name, I guess, is Amra. Because she goes, no, my name starts with an A, not an O. So instead of saying Omara or Amara, he just went to Amra and called her Amra a million times on air. She's watching all this going, this is fucking disturbing here. But, you know, she's so used to being valued at so little by men that she's allowing someone to mispronounce her name after dating them for 10 months. We're going to learn the real story behind this, even though I just told you what it was.
4 minutes in.
4 minutes in, they start talking about it. But listen to this dummy Big Mike.
Blackjack tables. Got a 5K band there, another 5Gs there. Really solid fucking night here at the Win. The thing about blackjack is your whole night is decided by your double downs and your splits. If you hit your double downs and your splits, you're going to make money. Also, I want to say this really quick. There was some confusion when I made my breakup video because I kept calling Amara Amra, and people were getting really mad about that because they think your name's
not even right.
That's not even right. So she interrupts him. She doesn't have the guts to really correct him in real time. So he's been calling her Amra now for 2 weeks. First, he was calling her Omara. She didn't have the guts to say anything. She finally has the guts and says, it's Amara. Then he starts calling her Amra. And again, she's like, fuck, what do I do here? This is like really awkward. So they're doing this video and he's explaining it. And he goes, I was calling her Amara, but her name is Amra. And she goes, no, it's not Amra either. You fucking idiot. And that's what we're seeing here. She's a little too meek because of how men have treated her to fully correct him, but that's really what's going on. Watch this.
Amra, and people are getting really mad about that because they think your name's
not even right. We've been dating for almost a year.
And you told me that it's pronounced Amara.
No, it's Amara.
Amara.
No, there's
Is it Jewish? Is it Palestinian?
Look at this.
No.
Okay, how do you pronounce it?
Greek. Amara.
Amara.
Yeah.
Amara.
What if I literally start saying it like that?
Amara.
Amara. That's what I've been saying.
You're saying Amara.
No, now she's wrong. He's saying Amra. Amra. It's Amara. And it's an awful name. You see what you've gotten into yourself, OnlyFan?
Never said am-er.
It's am-uhra.
Am-uhra. So we're about
What
to
the
start
fuck? Now you're mocking it? You don't know your own girlfriend's name and she drinks from the bowl. Sorry. It's a mess. It's a disaster. Goodbye. Get off my screen.